Hello, peoples of the tube. Welcome to this slightly rough put together video. I'm aware, just in my mind, as I film this, that my camera mirrors everything, so that intro card is backwards. Hold on, let's just fix that. No, doesn't make any sense. We're starting over. Mirrors. How do they work? I don't know. Hello, people of the team. Welcome to a new video. Is this the first video I've filmed where I'm not sitting down since the incident? Maybe. Welcome to this video. It's done a little. We're already a minute in, and I've said nothing. We're doing this kind of as live because I am against medical advice on holiday. Look, I'm fine now. I mean, I'm not. So we've not covered why I was in the hospital. We'll probably get to that eventually. The people that need to know do now, including some that I think I should have told earlier and aren't very happy about that. But that, you know what? We move on. And so now I'm on holiday. And you know what? I'm largely feeling a lot better. As you can see from, I'm dancing around. I'm still not like, I'm already ready to sit down. Let's just have a little seat. I'm still, not fully there yet. I can walk, but it's going to be like a short walk. What am I talking about? In the last few weeks, I had 2 weeks I was on like quite strict house rest, and then I could sort of mobilise a bit. So I've been walking short walks, sort of 1 to 2 kilometres. So obviously it wasn't ever going to be a super high intensity holiday. Usually I come away and I'm all gallivanting all over the place. I'm off on bus trips, I'm off on trams down to 45 minutes along the coast, big days out. That's not happening this time. So I needed a bit of help to get here. Much as I had on my way back from hospital, I had airport assistance. I got stuck in a wheelchair, which I was really glad of because I was quite. I came on the train to Glasgow on I'm filming this on Thursday. This is Thursday the 30th. I think this is the last day of April today. Tomorrow's the 1st of May. So yeah, I trained down Friday last week. That just kind of took it out of me a lot. So I took. I was pretty worn out by the time I flew on Saturday morning. So the airport assistance was useful. Here is a twist that I learned. Airport assistance in the UK is pretty good. I've not needed it that much before now, but when I can't really walk that much, the wheelchair assistance, it's in my experience, it's been quite good. When I was coming back home, I went through. From my little hospital stay, I came back through Gatwick Airport, and they stuck me in a wheelchair, and it was quite good. And then at Inverness Airport, when I got back, pretty good. Glasgow Airport, leaving, also pretty good. Got to Spain, not great. There's definitely a jump in quality from country to country, I guess. We got there. I was with the brush. And I kind of needed. I'm not great at travel. I can, in theory, travel. I've been on a plane once by myself, but yeah, we got split up, and because there wasn't enough room in the ambulance for her, and that wasn't great. So I had to sort of get wheeled about by myself. The thing is, at the moment, as I've said, I can walk 2 kilometers now, but it's the long standing and the standing around in queues and shuffling about. These little short distances are a lot harder. So that's I can do a little bit of walking here and I improve my mobility. But when I look at the airport, I just no. Um, so yeah, that wasn't great, but it split up. Um, so since I've been here, because I got a gentle trip here, and since I've been here, I've been expanding the distance that I can walk. Um, Sort of like this morning, for example, I walked. Actually, I'm going to probably just about show you where I walked to. So this is I'm on the balcony now. Um, so over it'll be quite hard to see. So there's an orange building there, and a sort of shorter orange building there, and just beyond that, there's another orange building. There's a lot of orange buildings, and then there's a sort of yellowish one with little balconies. I walked all the way down, down there, around where that little road is, where those cars are passing. Down there's a cinema there, past the football bit, onto that street, along that road to that building on the corner, back along there, sat in that little park for a bit, and then came around the block. That was, I think, 2.4 kilometers total distance, which is on the upper end of what I can manage at the moment. I've been expanding how far I can walk, so that's the second over 2 kilometer walk I've done. The last one was, well, actually no, I've not walked any walks that are more than 2 kilometers like in one go. I can do that, but I need to stop for a break. So, one of the days we walked to the seafront. Actually, 2 days we walked to the seafront. Had a little sit down. So it's about 1.2 kilometers, 1.3 depending on which way you go. To the sea here, and can you see the sea from up here? Just about. As you can sort of see the. I don't know how the white balance will allow for that, but they can see the Benidorm Island out in the. I'm in Benidorm, incidentally. Did I say that? 7 minutes into the video, maybe. So yeah, walked to the seafront. It's like 1.2 kilometers, 1.3 each way. So that's like 2.5 total. But I stopped for a rest for like an hour or so and have a little read, and it's nice. Because I've done that twice. The second time it was a slightly longer route going and coming back, just a little bit extra. So it's probably like about 2.9 kilometers total. So I mean, slightly over, slightly under 1.5 each way. Today's walk, I showed you where I went to down to that corner, and then I came back and I stopped in the park. So from here to the corner and back to the park is 1.9 kilometers, which is the furthest I've walked in one go. It's the second time I've done that. I did a walk at home where I went round. Just I've been walking around. I'll maybe talk about this in a later video where I talk about the broader experience of what's happened to me. But generally in my recovery, the longest walk I've done is 1.9, just around my area. I had company. It wasn't just by myself, but I did a normal length of walk, and I was like, I feel like I could do a bit further. Let's go a bit further. And Kaya was with me, and she was like, "You're very out of breath, Deborah." And I was like, "Yeah." No, I wasn't. I was like, "No, I'm fine." But no. So yeah, 1.9. It's not too. I was definitely ready for a little sit down. I got to the park and I sat there for like 35 minutes maybe, and then I came back here, and then I spent about 3 hours. I wasn't over here. I was just basically like, this is reenactment. I just like. Because it's quite. The thing is, I can move about reasonably, but I do tire very quickly, and I think so. Apparently, it's going to be the case for a while. Like up to 18 months, there's going to be, like I'll be able to do most of my normal things, but something that would be kind of tiring is now very tiring. So I'm just a little sleepy. So I was like here for 3 hours after that. So that was today's walk. So I'm just by myself. Because I'd be off on Galavance. The brush has gone to Villa Joyosa. Usually I would come to. That's just a bit much for me. I managed on a bus yesterday. There's a bus stop just not far away. I wonder if can you see the bus stop out of the balcony? This is the adventures of what can you see? No, you can't see the buildings no way. The bus stop we usually go to doesn't have a seat, and again, little walks fine. Long periods standing around where I can't get a seat, not so much. So the next bus stop along, it's not that much further, has a bench. So I went there, sat a little sit down, and then the bus wasn't too busy, so I could have a seat. And it's actually shorter. So we went to Albier, and so it's the next town like around the headland, and then after that there's Altea, and often we usually take the bus to Altea and then walk to Albier and take the bus back from there because that's quite nice. But obviously that's a bit much. So we just took the bus to Albier, little wander in the seafront because I hadn't really done much walking at that point, and then back on the bus, and then that was my adventure for the morning. Um, Being a Villa, so that involves either like a 45 minutes ish bus run or a 20-minute bus and like a 20-minute tram. And sometimes the tram can be a bit busy, and it's just a bit more than I can manage right now. I mean, I did manage a 3.5 hour train trip, but I was tired. I was tired and sore. That's the journey here. I'm just complaining about that again. That was something. So yeah, no. So the brush has gone off to Villahouse by herself. I walked that. The reason for that weird walk I did today that kind of doesn't really go anywhere. Um, I just walked with her part of the way, and then the bus stop itself that she's taking the bus from is just a bit further than I can really walk. Without, but at all there and back that would be too much. So yeah, I walked with her a bit of the way, and she's off buying me chocolate because there's in Villajoyosa there are 3 chocolate factories. I've visited 2 of them. I don't know if the other one does tours, but there's a big sort of corporate one that sells sort of internationally. They're called Volor, and I've been to them multiple times, and they do a very professional tour, and it's all very corporate. And the chocolate's really nice. I do like the chocolate, but someone was like, "Oh, have you been to the Perez chocolate factory?" I'm like, "No, we haven't." When the Perez chocolate only, I think, sells in this little area. It's like the factory is all like 1960s equipment. It's very old fashioned. It's got like 3 ingredients. They don't sell. This isn't an advert because you have to come. You have to come here to eat it. Like that's not a. But anyway, they don't speak any English, but my Spanish is okay. So they do tours, but just if you turn up, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? They'll just show you around. And then they've got a little shop where and so we've had the little tour once, and they explained all the stuff about their ingredients and their how they make their stuff, and that was quite nice. And then I said all in Spanish, so learn up your Spanish if you're wanting to do that. But yeah, assuming that you're in Villajoyosa, because otherwise, that's not going to happen. And I don't think any of the tour companies do trips there. This is like you'd go on your own accord. Anyway, yeah, so we usually buy a couple of bars of chocolate. So brushes off getting some chocolate and having a nice day at Villajoyosa. I'm having a chill day. I've spent a lot of time up on the roof. There's a roof terrace at the hotel, and it's really nice, very comfy, and it's up in the sun. I'm finding when I was having to spend a lot of time inside recovering, I, at home I was starting to get a bit glum because I'm not really getting out and doing stuff, and I had visitors every so often. About once a week, I've had someone in visiting, and it was most weeks it was Kaya. I had Andy from up in Thurso came down to visit me, and I'm quite looking forward to that. As I don't see her that often. And then once she'd been, I was like, okay, now I've not got that to look forward to anymore. And I just got into a bit of a gloomy. And then as the weather improved and my walk started getting longer, that sort of picked up. So being out here in the sunshine, that's definitely helping. Um, what else is there to say about my holiday? Do you remember all those old videos recently where it was Avery and I'm on holiday out on the balcony? We shouldn't do those again because I don't take that shirt with me on holiday anymore. I feel like we wrapped that series up. I don't think anyone needs to hear me say I'm on holiday in a sad voice anymore. Um, but yeah, so I'm going after I finish filming this. I'm going up to the roof, and I'm going to stay there for I don't know, like an hour and a half. Read a book, and then yeah, we've got evening stuff going on in the evenings. I'm not in the shows anymore. Do you remember when I used to be in the shows? Do you remember? Do you remember? This is the same place I filmed all of my, well, most of my old. Sometimes I film stuff in Menorca, but yeah, the what I did on my holidays series where I used to be in the shows, that was here. But I'm not in the shows anymore. And um, yeah, so they show I show quite a good show on tonight actually. In fact, I think things being the way they used to be, if it was still my friend in charge of the shows, I probably could have gotten a little bit part in the because the Greatest Showman. So like I'm strange enough to be one of their side shows probably. Um, that's maybe offensive to someone. It's not offensive to me, but yeah, the whole circus sideshow thing is that's not great. Like historically, that's not great. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that. We're on holiday. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, so yeah, my sunglasses. I had a pair of these sunglasses for a couple of years, and then they broke last holiday. And the shop that I got them from still made the same ones, so I just got another pair of the same. Um, I've been told that I see sunglasses because they hide my eyes. No, they don't. That's not the reason. But yeah, people seem to like these sunglasses, and I like them too because they're nice. But I don't need sunglasses indoors. It's not that bright. The only thing I'm not really relishing is the journey home because when I came here, 16 minutes. We'll wrap this up quite soon. When I came here, we split the journey. We usually split the journey. We'll stay at the airport hotel overnight and then fly in the morning. This was kind of a late morning flight, so it was still, a split. A very early train, rest in the afternoon at the airport hotel. Late morning flight, got here like 4 o'clock. That's fine. Usually, what we do coming back, we leave about 5 o'clock p.m. Get to the airport for like a 8 o'clock ish flight. Get land at like 10 ish UK time, and we're off to bed sometime just after 11. It's not too bad, and then take the bus or train back home the following day. Somehow, instead of getting the 8 p.m. flight back, we've got booked an 8 a.m. flight, and so we're gonna have to leave the hotel at 5 in the morning, and we fly at 8 a.m. and we'll get in at like land at like 10, and we're just coming straight back. And we used to do this. Not we'd never taken a flight as early as that. That's we used to take a flight about like lunchtime, and then you'd leave the hotel maybe at 8, fly at lunchtime, get back, have an early dinner, and then leave Glasgow at 5ish and be back home at like 8, 9. So I always used to find that really tiring. As I've mentioned, everything. I think I said this before. Everything I do right now makes me more tired than it usually would. So I'm going to be up at I don't know what 4 in the morning probably on Tuesday for an 8 o'clock flight. I'll get home at something. I think we get in at 3:30 or so. Kaya is giving us a lift because the brush wanted us to take the public service bus, which I think the buses here, at least I can sit at a bench at the bus stop. I don't think there is a bench at that bus stop, and the buses here quite regular, quite prompt. And also, I wouldn't have to take I'd have suitcase on a bus when I'm that tired. No seat at the bus stop in time. I would be. The bus is only at once an hour as well. So like, what? I think I'd be dead on my feet. It'd be awful. So at least we're getting a lift back. But gosh, I'm gonna be shattered. Maybe I'll make a video recounting afterwards because this hasn't happened yet. I don't know, but I'm expecting to be very tired on Tuesday night and probably still very tired on Wednesday. So that'll be not super fun, but it didn't take me that long to get rested up and feel better after I got here than I did before I went away. So hopefully I won't undo all of the positive. And I'm improving all the time. There's an extra week and a half of healing and recovering up. So by the time I get back, maybe I'll be alright. I don't know. Anyway, I've talked for 20 minutes now. That's more than enough. I hope you enjoyed this little trip. I'll go out on the balcony. I'll finish on the balcony, sunglasses on. I'll put myself in the eye with my sunglasses. Yeah, oh, there's a hang glider out there. Whee! Someone on the beach was trying to give me a leaflet on there's a cable ski in the sea, and I was thinking I under medical instruction not to go in the sea for another 4 weeks at least. Strenuous exercise is also no. So I think cable ski, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed your little trip into my holiday. Join me again for the next holiday, where I don't usually make a video from holiday and then post it here, but I just thought I've been making videos most weeks. Let's make one this time. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. I don't usually end these. Bye.